Yo, what is going on, everybody? Executives here, coming at you with this Fury Warrior viable in PvP. Now I'm going to cover a lot of things in this video, but the main thing I want to cover is gear. Now I've got two perfect examples of Fury Warriors here. I've got a fully geared PvE Fury Warrior, and next to me I've got a rank 14 fully geared PvP Fury Warrior. Now both are extremely viable in PvP, but I'm going to show you guys some of the gear. So as a Fury Warrior, just like in PvE, for PvP you need at least 9% hit. Now this is very important because this will make it so none of your bloodthirsts, none of your yellow damaging abilities will miss. You can still miss your auto attacks, your white damage, but none of your yellow damaging abilities will miss. I'm going to cover some of this person's gear that I'm wearing. I've got Helm of Endless Rage, Nixia Tooth Pendant, Drake Talon Pauldrons, Poussant Cape, and just a bunch of other stuff that make this warrior extremely geared, and I've got that necessary 9% hit. Now with Fury, there's a lot of cool things about Fury Warrior that ARMS doesn't have. For instance, one thing I want to demonstrate is the amount of survivability that Fury Warriors have. Now they have two talents. They have something called Blood Craze, regenerates 3% of your total health over 6 seconds after being a victim of a critical strike, and they also have Bloodthirst, which heals you for 20 HP every time you hit Bloodthirst, and then your additional 5 auto attacks after that. So this is not very much healing, but in the end it does add up. If you have a lot of uptime and you're spamming Bloodthirst, you will be healing for a decent amount. Same thing with Blood Craze. Blood Craze heals you for a decent amount as well. It's just a little bit more passive self-healing that you don't really get as ARMS, even though you do run Blood Craze as ARMS. Now some things I'm going to cover in this video are some sweet talents for Fury Warrior PvP. Now since I'm on my rank 14 character here, the 4 set allows me to reduce the cooldown of my intercept ability by 5 seconds, and with this talent here it reduces the cooldown of intercept by another 10 seconds. So that's a 15-second reduced intercept, giving me a total of a 15-second cooldown on intercept. Sorry, I had a stroke there. So intercept is normally a 30-second cooldown, but with these talents and this gear it's now a 15-second cooldown. Now this is very strong because of the fact that you generally fight ranged a lot. You fight a lot of mages, you fight a lot of warlocks, and you certainly fight a lot of hunters as a warrior. So if you have this 15-second gap closer, which is also a 3-second stun, it's very helpful in PvP, and that's probably one of the biggest reasons I like Fury Warrior. It's because you have a short intercept, because you have a lot of cooldowns. You've got Death Wish, you've got Piercing Howl, you've got Recklessness, Battle Shout, Fear. You've just got a little bit more buttons to press as Fury as opposed to ARMS. Now, other things I wanted to cover in this video were some of the recommended talents that I like. Now, I already kind of said that, but I run 1 point in improved overpower and 3 points in deflection, because not only do you fight ranged, but you also fight a lot of melee. Rogues and other warriors love to hop on Fury Warriors because they think they're generally pretty squishy, which they are because they lack HP because they're not running two-handers. But yeah, so I put an extra point in deflection there for my increased parry chance instead of improved overpower. Now this character's got a bunch of HP. I've got almost 5.6k health unbuffed, which is very strong. And it's not Eli, which had I think like 5.9k HP unbuffed towards the end of my career. But yeah, so definitely still a lot of HP. I've got that stamina enchant on my helm and legs, and then I've got some other stamina enchants on my wrists. But yeah, so the reason why I like Fury Warrior is because you've got a lot of cooldowns to press. Now I think especially towards the end of the game, Fury Warrior starts to do a lot more damage than ARMS does, because ARMS you just run up, you hit them and you hope for a crit, whereas Fury you run up, you can get 2 white damage hits off, and then you have a chance to crit Bloodthirst, you have a chance to proc Flurry, you have a chance to pop Death Wish. You've got a lot of stuff that you can do as a Fury Warrior. So I really like Fury because you dwindle your target down. If you have a lot of uptime, especially on a mage or a hunter or something, you will just completely own them. You're not going to see generally you're not going to see these big, like, 5k mortal strikes or anything, but you're going to see like a few, probably a 1k Bloodthirst or something, but your auto attacks are doing 500 to 600 damage if they crit, and you're just chunking them for a lot of their HP. So you'll see them just at full HP and then start slowly getting dwindled down. And it's super fun playing Fury in PvP. So a lot of people ask me in my comment section, is it viable? Why is it good? Why is it bad? And I hope I'm answering some of these questions. So it's very good if you have the gear for it. You must need 9% hit, you need some sort of epic sword, or at least some sort of blue swords, and a decent amount of health and armor. Otherwise, you're just going to get slaughtered. It's a lot easier to go into PvP with not that much gear as arms, because you can wear plate gear, you've got a lot more survivability, and you don't really have to worry about getting 9% hit. You only need 5% as arms. So I hope that covers a little bit of those questions. So if you have the 9% hit, if you've got some decent weapons, and you're not running around in like full leather gear like True Strike shoulders or like Delvasar or something, you're going to be doing very well. Now, the problem with this is getting gear that's plate, that has hit on it, and stuff like that. Now, trust me, I understand the struggle with raiding. Trying to get hit gear with that is plate is very important. So like stuff like your chromatic boots, or trying to think of some other things that have plate gear with hit on it. I'm not sure if, honestly, past BWL or before BWL, before AQ, BWL and MC, they really don't have that much stuff. Anyways, so yeah, if you guys like dwindling your targets down, getting a lot of uptime, you have multiple cooldowns to pop, you've got Death Wish, you've got your Fear, you've got everything that a normal Arms Warrior does, but just with a little bit more buttons to press, then Fury is awesome. Plus, especially if you combine it with like engineering and stuff, you're just going to be unstoppable. If you're a geared Fury Warrior in PvP, you're going to be unstoppable with engineering, and it's just super fun to play. I highly recommend that you guys check it out. Now, I've got a few clips here from some very old clips that I recorded on Retro WoW. I was trying out a bunch of stuff on Retro WoW with Fury Warrior. Now, I had the chance to get best in slot weapons on Fury Warrior. That's not rank 14. And a lot of gear like Badge of the Swamp Guard, which gives me armor penetration, and just like a lot of gear like that. So I'm going to show a few clips at the end here of me just going around and trying to destroy people in PvP. I even kill a few Arms Warriors. If it's Fury versus Arms, Fury generally wins because you have more uptime. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Try to answer everything that I can. And yeah, the summary of this video is that Arms is very fun to play, especially if you have the gear for it. I think it's better in 1v1s than... I'm sorry, Fury is very fun to play, especially if you have the gear for it, and I think that Fury is the better 1v1 spec than Arms. And yeah, just try it out for yourself. You know, you can never go wrong with running around with some one-handers going into PvP and just seeing the amount of damage you can do. So that's what I recommend. This is most likely the setup I will be running for Classic WoW. I already made a video on it. I want some sort of rank 14 or at least a rank 12 warrior that runs around in Fury gear doing Fury PvP. So it's going to be super fun and classic, and I'm really looking forward to it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy these next clips that I'm going to show at the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.